don't edit, so I'm trying to figure out how to do this, okay? I want to share this story. It's 20 minutes long. So here we go. As promised, I went on a live a couple weeks ago and said that I was going to tell you about my UFO visitor experiences, okay? So it started on September 10th, 2011 at 7:45 p.m. I was living in a little travel trailer about 14 feet long, and my friend was working down in Gila Bend, however you want to say it. And so I heard something under my trailer. Sorry, I got a bruise or something. I heard something under my trailer, so I grabbed my rifle and I went outside. And so when I went outside, I went around to the front part of it. I can't read comments. Sorry. And I looked up. To set this stupid thing up. Saucer-shaped UFO flying by. It was like over the highway I-40 going east. Oh my God! I swear to God. Okay, so yeah. Stupid. I don't know how to turn the camera around. Oh, here we go. This might help. Stupid me. All right. I'm going to start this story all over again. I'm sorry, guys. It's not very good with technology, and y'all know me. I'm done with this stuff, so there we go. Can we see it now? All right, there we go. Hey, Adrian, here we go. Boo, hey. Technical difficulties, okay? I'm sorry. Hold on, here we go. As promised, I went on a live a couple weeks ago and said that I was going to tell you about my UFO visitor experiences, okay? So it started on September 10th, 2011 at 7:45 p.m. I was living in a little travel trailer about 14 feet long, and my friend was working down in Gila Bend, however you want to say it. And so I heard something under my trailer. Sorry, I got a bruise or something. I heard something under my trailer, so I grabbed my rifle and I went outside. And so when I went outside, I went around to the front part of it, and I looked up and I saw a saucer-shaped UFO flying by. It was like over the highway I-40 going east. There's nothing but mountains and stuff that way, and I saw flames in the front of it, and then I saw the smoke in the back of it, and I thought, man, the thing is gonna crash into a mountain or something and explode. So I ran inside. As I was watching, okay, I'm gonna pretend like my cane is my rifle, okay? So I walk outside like this, like I got my, hold on. Well, holding my rifle like that, okay, and I was waiting to shoot something, and when I saw that UFO fly by, my rifle went down to my side, and I watched as it flew by me. It was going in slow motion. I think I was in shock as to what I was seeing. I'd always wanted to see a UFO. I believed in them since I was a little kid. I wrote a report on it when I was in the 6th grade. My grandma, I let her read it, and she yes, I've great. Had those and sounds, so, Jaffo. As I'm watching this go by, and I thought, oh man, the thing's gonna crash. So I ran into the house, into my trailer, and got my camera, and I started taking pictures up in the sky. I zoomed it all the way out, and I started taking photos. And I took several photos, and I went back in my house, and I called a few friends of mine because I was worried. I was out here all by myself. We didn't have this wooden fence all around the property at the time. We had like barbed wire fencing all around, and so I didn't feel safe. So I ran inside, called my friends, and no one answered. And then I called my friend, the owner of the property.
Yeah. Early in the morning, late
she
at
was
night,
like
yeah.
8:30 when I called her and told her that I saw what I saw. And she's like, well, okay, whatever. No one believed me that I saw a UFO go by. And so about a week or two later, my friend's still down in Gila Bend working. I'm here all by myself. And about 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, I started hearing people outside talking. And it scared me. I'm like, oh, man. There was the generator out here and
Yeah, Jeff, I know what you're talking about.
I was by myself.
I've had that happen.
And all I had was my cat. And he wasn't no protection. He was just an old man sleeping in his bed. So I'm hearing all these voices, these two voices talking. I couldn't understand what they were saying. And so I peeked out the corner of my window because my trailer's parked where the bug is right now. And it's about 4 feet, 5 feet from my friend's house. And in between the two of our houses, I saw someone standing, a tall person, I don't know, maybe about, a little bit taller than me. And they were wearing a parka-like jack coat with the fur around the hood. And it went like this. It was doing that to me. And I was like, oh shit, it could see me. So I closed the curtain and I squirmed my way down on the floor to get my rifle. And I kept hearing it. And I scooted back by where my bed was. And I kept hearing the voices. And there was someone out by my door. It was a male. They kept going. It sounded like they were clearing their throat. And so I got into my bathtub, which was right across from the door. And I had my rifle pointed at the door. So if anybody was going to come in, I was going to shoot the hell out of them. I had a semi-automatic rifle. And so I'm sitting there and I'm sweating to death. I could hear my heart beating. I was scared as hell. And as soon as daytime came, I kept hearing the voices, and I thought, oh man, they're going to steal stuff, or they're going to blow up the generator, and I'm going to burn. All kinds of crazy thoughts went through my mind. So as soon as daytime came, I ran out of my trailer, shooting my rifle all around the property. And all of a sudden, up by the hill, up over this way, I saw two females, and it's like September 10th. So it's like about this time, the sun come up about 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. And I saw two women walking up the hill. I'm like, what the hell? They weren't wearing coats or nothing. And I'm like, oh, crap. I hope I didn't shoot anybody. And all of a sudden, I saw a female and male come out of a tree, okay? The female had long dark hair, and the male was wearing a white t-shirt and jeans. And as I was shooting, I saw the two girls up on the hill. And after I saw the male and female come out of the tree, he grabbed her waist, and they went back into the tree, okay?
Slow motion like.
Big tree. There's no big trees around where we live here. I'm like, oh my God, did I shoot anybody? Oh my God. I was so scared that I shot somebody. And all of a sudden I started hearing, help, help. I was like, oh my God, I've done shot somebody. I'm going to prison. I'm like, did I shoot anybody? Did I shoot anybody? Do you want me to call 911? And then all of a sudden I started seeing those two girls that were up the hill. They were now over this way, on this side of the property, but they were like, one girl was standing by the log and the other one was kind of laying on the ground.
There was no log out there.
On her stomach, they were talking.
And there's anthills out there.
And I was like, what the hell's going on? And then there's a tree out in front of the property here, and one arm came out like that, and it was doing this, and I'm like, what the hell am I seeing? Then I looked over in the driveway, and I saw, you guys are going to think I'm a crazy nut. I saw this round orange body with two heads, two arms, was it two head or three heads? I don't remember. I wrote it down somewhere. And it was walking it was like there was a driveway, but there's no driveway there. And they were walking towards where I was. And then there was a tall young man standing in a tree, and he had some device he was holding at his stomach right here. And he just had this look on his face like,
Creepy as hell.
and then I look over here on the barbed wire fence, and there's this cactus looking thing, but it had human eyes, and they were dark, and they were just peering at me. They were the most scariest thing I'd ever seen in my life. And then over back this way, there was a tree. There was a tall tree that looked like a friggin' dinosaur.
And there's no tall
Literally
trees over
walking.
there. Huh.
Y'all might think I'm nuts. So I run inside, get my camera, and I start to go take a picture. And the guy that was in the tree with the device in his hand, my camera started going.
Dang ghost in front of my camera.
Like
blowing it up.
The mechanisms inside of it were working. And okay, all right, let me back up for a second here. After I said, did I shoot anybody? Is everybody all right? Or whatever I said like that, they're like, kill him. He tried to kill us. And I'm like, whoa, no. And then I hear a voice back here saying, no, let's just see what happens. And I'm like, okay. So I run inside, get my camera. The guy makes my camera do this. And one said, he's trying to take a picture of us. And then the started happening. But I could see through the viewfinder, the little viewfinder.
The screen.
I could see things, but I couldn't take pictures or videos. Here comes the crazy part, okay?
Yeah,
Even crazier, all right? In the viewfinder, I saw 3 children dressed in like olden time clothes. Like if you ever saw Little House on the Prairie, they were dressed like that. Little boys wearing little ties with the strings. 3 boys. So I walk in front of my trailer and I see the dog that had just passed away. It wasn't our dog.
Stop it.
My friend, she was taking care of their house, and the guy had passed away, and so he left behind a cat and a dog. The cat was staying with me, and the dog was staying with me while my friend was down in Gila Bend. Well, we had a thunderstorm, really bad storm, and the dog ran away. And I was trying to find it. I was calling everybody to help me find him.
She went back home.
Or her, Sarah.
To her home.
And so one of the people that live around here, he brought her back, and she'd been hit by a vehicle. I think it was him who hit her. And so she wouldn't come from underneath my trailer. And my friend came home for the weekend, and Sarah was sick, and she took Sarah in her house, and Sarah passed away. I guess she had internal bleeding or something, damage, and she passed away. So we buried her. And so what I see through the viewfinder is Sarah running towards me, looking happy, running and, wagging her tail and tongue out, all happy and stuff. And I was like, no, I can't see that right now. And I said, I'm sorry, I can't see that right now. I started to tear up because we just lost her. And then there was, I guess, the leader or something crouched down at the corner of the fence where there's a big tree. Well, not a big tree, but a little bigger than all the other ones around here. I guess she was telling everybody what to do. And there was a little bush over here by where the guy was standing, but I didn't see him. All I saw was a bush. And when I'd go like this, look through the viewfinder, it would crouch down. When I look like that, it stood up, down, up, down, up. And that's what I heard in the back. I didn't hear her voice, but I heard her voice in my head. And it was going up and down, up and down. So, okay. All right. So, that happened, and a few other things happened. So I said, okay, I'm tired now. I mean, it was like 9 o'clock in the morning. So we're talking about 3 hours had passed at least. And it didn't seem like it. I was talking, and I could hear them saying words every once in a while. And, I said, I'm tired. I'm going to go to sleep now. So I went in my trailer, and I kept looking over before I went in my trailer. I kept looking over at the fence, looking at that thing that was like staring at me. It looked like a cholla, a cactus. And so when I get in my trailer, I see in my window over here, at the bedroom window, I see this. And all of a sudden my trailer start moving, bouncing back and forth, up and down like that. Okay. I look in the window with the curtain on it, and this is what I see in the curtain, okay?
On the outside.
So I run outside real quick to see if anybody's in the yard, and no one's in the yard. And I look underneath my trailer, and there's nothing there. I'm looking for a device or something that's making it go up and down. And so I go back in my trailer, and I standing in the middle of the trailer, my trailer, where the kitchen part was, and I felt something crawling up my leg. I'm like, no, 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 no. So I open up the door. I'm like, hey, that's funny, but that's a little too personal. I'm going to bed now. Thank you. I've had enough.
Thank you
if
for
you're trying to
entertaining
mind
me.
control me, it's not going to work. So I went to sleep. I woke up a few hours later looking for him again. I went outside looking for him, and I didn't see him that night around the same time, 7:45. I looked around outside, didn't see him. I'm like, damn, I made him go away. And so the next day, I had a doctor's appointment, and a friend of mine drove me to my doctor's appointment down in Kingman, and the doctor was sick or something. She couldn't see me that day. So I called my friend that had given me a ride. She was at the laundromat, and I'm standing by a tree, and it was kind of windy, and I could hear the little leaves on the ground, and they made this weird sound. And all of a sudden, I got a panic attack. I don't know if it had something to do with
The
everything I'd seen a
visitors.
couple of days earlier, but I was having a really bad panic attack. And I looked for him, and and a couple weeks later, I moved into my apartment in Kingman. And I used to see UFOs all the time in Kingman. I got pictures of them. They were on my Facebook account, my first Facebook that I'd had for years, and got hacked out on New Year's Eve of this year. But I had all my UFO photos on there, some videos and stuff like that. I've tried to pull as many photos as I could off that account because I opened up a new account. But yeah, I moved back here 9 years later, in 2019,
Hi, Parasolo.
and I could see, me and my friend can see the UFOs up in the sky, really high up. I've done a few videos of storms, and UFOs have flown by real quick. And I started doing my ghost sessions here because I noticed a lot of activity. My cat Tigger, he gets really upset and he starts howling. And so that's when I do my videos, my ghost tube videos. So y'all want to hear my crazy UFO experience? There you go. You can believe me or not. I know it sounds out of this world crazy, but that's what happened to me. I don't know. I mean, when I lived down in Kingman, I had a few dreams. One was where I was in my apartment with my ex-girlfriend. We were together at the time. And I looked out the window and saw a UFO over in the distance, and it was coming towards our apartment building. It was over us. And I called over to her, and all of a sudden I felt like I was being lifted up in a beam in the apartment, okay? And she was standing there saying something. I couldn't hear her. She was upset that, I was going up in this beam slowly. And I'm thinking, man, I'm going to hit the roof. I'm going to hit the ceiling. And after I got to the ceiling, I woke up. I don't know if I was abducted in my sleep. And then there was another time I had a dream where I was flying through the universe and I was seeing planets and stars and stuff. I don't know if that had something to do. I don't know if I was abducted again and taken in the ship and shown stuff. But yeah, crazy, crazy dreams, experiences. Yeah, living out here in Arizona is kind of weird. I mean, my apartment was
A fun
haunted.
weird.
I mean, I'll tell you some stories about that place too. But this was supposed to be about the UFO. So the picture I showed you at the beginning of this, hopefully it'll work, is a drawing by, I think her name was Linda Porter. And when I saw what she had drew, because I think Linda Moulton Howe was talking about her and showing her pictures and stuff, and I'm like, that's exactly what I saw when I looked out the window. And he was wearing a parka jacket or coat and had the fur running and it was waving. So that was exactly what happened to me. That's what it looked like. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this story, my experiences.
I'll edit the photo in.
I'm not crazy. I do not take drugs. I have a beer or two every once in a while to help me sleep when I'm in pain. But I'm never under the influence, and I've never been so under the influence that I would be hallucinating things like that. And I try to share my photos of that night, the first night, because I got some really awesome photos. Because I looked on my computer a few days later, I uploaded the pictures from my camera to my computer at the time, and I deleted the photos off my camera once they were uploaded on my computer because I figured, I want to save space on my camera.
Big
Shouldn't
dummy.
have done that. But I was just learning about taking photographs and computers and stuff. I mean, I think that was my first, well, it was my second computer, but the first time I'd ever used it, like anything like that. So I uploaded the videos to my computer, and the first one was a black screen with a little tiny red dot in the middle of the screen. So I blew it up, and what I saw, it was one of the best things I'd ever seen in my life. And so I tried to share that on Facebook. And people are like, oh, that looks like the USS Enterprise. You're crazy. You took that picture off of something. Like, no, I didn't. People made fun of me. So I took it off, and because I thought, I joined UFO sites and stuff. I thought people might want to see real UFO and experiences and stuff. No. Got laughed at, made fun of. My photos got made fun of, so I took them down and quit that group. It was like, okay, you guys are idiots. You wanted to see proof that UFOs are real, and I gave you something, and here you are making fun of me, so screw you all. And I've tried to get a hold of Lyndon Moulton Howe, Stanford guy, the George Yo dude, oh God, the dude, Chariots of the Gods, I can't remember, Eric Von something. Anyway, I tried to get a hold of them all.
Brain
the only one
fog,
that really
sorry.
responded was Linda Moulton Howe's assistant. He said she was really busy and that he'd show her the pictures and the story of what happened to me and all that. But I never heard back from her, so I said, screw that. And you know what? No one wants to hear my stories. So I have a few of you out here that want to hear my stories and my experiences. So here you go. I'll tell you as long as you don't say don't ask me if I was drunk or under the influence of drugs, because I wasn't. I wasn't hallucinating. I wasn't making things up. I'm out for truth and to give you truth. I seek the truth so I can give it to you. That's it. Because there's too many liars and fakes out there. People that, make photos of UFOs and stuff like that, or spirits and shadows, and it's fake. And I don't want to give you that. I want you to be able to believe what I see through my eyes, experience through my eyes and my experiences. So anyway, thank you. I hope you all have a great day. Stay strong.
Have a great weekend.
And I love you. And goodbye.
All right, so that was my UFO experiences. Let me shut that down. Hold on for a second. So that was my UFO and meditation experience. As you can see, I've been dealing with the sinus infection for a few weeks now. I went to the hospital a couple weeks ago. They gave me antibiotics. Excuse my hair. Just woke up a little while ago. And it's all starting to come back again. Right in here, it's extremely painful. It's really hard. I've been doing everything I can to alleviate the pain. And I mean, my sinuses, it's not, oh, gross, sorry. I mean, I can still breathe through my nostril. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to get some more antibiotics tomorrow. And hopefully I'll feel better in a few days. But anyway, if there's any other kind of stories you want to hear of mine, I'll be glad to share them with you. Like I said, I'm a sensitive empath, and before the day of all this app stuff, I used to be able to do it on my own. I could contact, spirits and talk to them and give their loved ones some comfort or whatever, or answers. And I haven't done it in almost 20 years because the last time I did it, it really scared me, and I didn't want to delve into something deep and evil, if you know what I mean. I didn't know if something was attached to me or that apartment that I was managing, but I just didn't want to do it no more. I'd had enough. Um, but yeah, I've got all kinds of stories that are my experiences throughout my life, and I'll be glad to share them with you as long as you want to hear them. All right. So I hope you all have a great weekend. Stay you, stay strong. I love you all. Peace. Oh, sorry. I can't get the X off. Bye bye.